I'm getting ready to do the second layout with the Capture Layout Kit, and this one will be a single page layout, and I'm going to be scrapbooking this photo. And if you watched the double page layout, then you know that I had cut the center out of this piece of number paper already, and I have now adhered it to a piece of scrap cardstock that I don't really care for. And this is going to be the base of my layout. So we're going to start there, and then the next piece to go down is going to be this yellow piece. This is a 9.5 inch by 10 inch piece of yellow dotted paper, and it's a ledger on the back, and it's such a cute paper. I love both sides of it, both the yellow dots and the ledger. And you could cut another hole out of this piece too if you wanted to, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to set this down on my page here. Okay. And then I am going to take an 8 inch by 8.5 inch piece of this paper, which is the hexagons, and I'm going to put it down on top as my third layer, and I'm going to kind of use the polka dots on the yellow to line it up, and I'm going to put it more towards the bottom left corner. And then we're going to create a collage, and the instructions tell you to use a 1 1/8 inch punch. I don't have one, so I'm going to use a 1 1/4 inch punch. And we're going to be punching some pattern paper we have from the collection. So the first step is we are going to be punching 2 pieces from the number piece. And you can try and choose numbers that have significance to your layout, or just pick 2 random numbers like I have. The ledger, and then you're actually going to punch 3 pieces from that because you also need 1 polka dot. One yellow polka dot. And now they want you to use from this piece the yo that I only have the Y of. So instead of the yo, I'm just going to use the what's up. So I'm just going to cut the what's up out so that it's easier for me to get it framed in my punch. And then I'm going to do the what's up. So then you'll have 2 more left, which are the green. And this green pattern paper that's striped on the back is exclusive to this kit, actually. And then you have 2 more pieces to cut. From the waterfall pack, there is a 4x6 card, this documented card, and you need 2 pieces of the craft ledger from the bottom there. All right. Then you're also going to add these 6 stickers here. So I'm just going to cut off this top part of the sheet, and I'm going to cut them apart, leaving them on their sticker backing so that it'll be easier to arrange my grid. So we're going to be putting all these circular elements in a grid of sorts. And then the last piece is this heart here. And I'm also going to cut this out so that it's still stuck on a sticker backing. Again, just so it's easier to get my grid all aligned the way that I want. Okay, so I'm going to take all of this and set it aside for a moment. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting a grid together. And it's going to be 6 circles high and 4 circles across. And we're just going to try and get this as evenly spaced as possible. And then we're going to go ahead and leave this blank because we have another element that's going to go there. So we don't need anything there. Okay, so when I'm lining something like this up, the easiest thing to do is to start in the corners and work towards the middle. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with the 2 corners. All right. Just going to move these to the side a little bit just so they don't distract me. And, oops. I don't have a lot of space in between them. All right. All right, so that's pretty good. Now, because I don't have the 1/8 inch one, this guy is a little bit smaller than the rest. So I may stitch around it or do something to make it look a little bigger if that starts to bother me. If it doesn't bother me, then I'll probably leave it. So now that my first row is in place, my next rows are going to be a lot easier. But I'm still going to start at the top and work my way in. In this case, I'm actually just going to work my way up since I have to leave an empty space here. Okay. And now I'm going to work my way out. And looking good. All right, so there we go. So I've got my grid all done with my circles. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to map my photo here on this number piece. And then I'm going to add some tabs behind my photo. And the tabs are going to come from these two cards. So I'm going to pull and they don't have you using as much. They just want you to use the pink, but I like the best memories piece. So I want to keep that. And what I probably will do, yep, I'm actually going to cut the best memories. And so that I can slip the fun times underneath it. And how that works is cut it almost to the edge, but still leave it attached. And then you'll be able to come slide the fun times underneath and put this whole thing under your photo so it looks nice and layered. So I'm going to start with this piece, and I'm going to get this positioned so that it looks best with the best memories piece. And then I can just add a little dollop of adhesive . All right, that didn't work. I'm just going to get a glue dot. Stick that down with the glue dot. And then I'm just gonna cut this off right about here. Just maybe a 1/4 inch past the edge of the yellow. And then I am gonna run my adhesive along the top of the photo here. So that I can come in like so. And press it down so that no white is showing. Ugh. And then that whole piece now can get added like so to the blue. But before I do that, I need to make myself a place for journaling. So I'm going to take a 2 1/4 inch by 4 inch piece of the ledger paper and round the top left corner for a journaling spot, so that I can tuck this into this whole sort of cluster here. It'll just give me a place to do my journaling. So let's start adhering stuff down. And so what I like to do is, once I know where I want my piece, to then put adhesive on the journaling spot and slide that under. And then I could put my adhesive down and slide this over. Okay. And then I'm going to take that striped paper and use that to kind of cover all my little joins here. And I'm going to snip the edges and turn them into a banner. And adhere that, and then I'm actually going to put this up on pop dots because it's looking a little like it needs some oomph and separation from the page. So that's a lot of patterns going on right there. All right, so that's down there. So our layout is coming along and looking good. So let's think about maybe adding some faux stitching to make it look even a little more oofed. So I'm going to make a slightly diagonal line here, and then I'm going to do my stitching along this slightly diagonal line. And then I'll do a second line that is straight, and they'll cross ever so slightly, and that'll just make it look like it was a little more casual, a little more free with our stitching, less exact and precise, more handmade or in a hurry, sort of more relaxed. And whenever I'm doing faux stitching, I start at the ends and then work in, because I want to have control over how the ends look, since the ends are more likely to catch people's eye. All right, so now I'm going to do my straight line. And they will both look angled even though one is straight. So it won't really look like a straight line and an angled line as much as it'll look like two angled lines. Just kind of like you went back and forth really quickly. And then maybe one on this piece. Of course, should have done that before I stuck it down. Okay, so there we go. It just looks a little looser. And now let's do our title piece, which goes right here. So I'm going to use 2.5-inch circle punch to punch a circle out of our ledger paper, and then I'm going to go around it with the faux stitching. And I'm going to punch it so that I don't get any of the yellow. Now with a circle, there isn't really a beginning and an end, so you just have to kind of do your best to space it out so that it doesn't look like you squeeze it in. So I kind of look at the space I have left and I think, you know, how can I fill it? Then just slightly adjust my stitches. Of course, if you have a sewing machine handy, you can use that. And then that's going to pop right there. Okay, and I'm going to put that up with some foam tape. Get that nice and straight. And then this is where we're going to do our title. So the first thing I want to do is I want to do my title, which is it's the little things that make you, you. And we're going to start out using our letters. And we're going to use the red letters. And I'm going to do the second U in all caps. So I'm going to start by putting the O in the center bottom. And then I'll put the Y and the U to either side of it. Now, to create some separation between the two U's so it doesn't look as, you know, like a typo, like you wrote U twice, I'm going to add this little arrow here. All right. And now we're going to continue on with our title. And the next thing we need to do is do our make U. And so I'm going to put that on the edge of a little thin ruler I have. Just so I get an idea of the spacing. And I see that I'm out of lowercase a's now because of my two titles, so I'm going to do my that of that make you you in all caps. And so I'm just going to keep spelling my letters. And by doing it this way, if I need to put them on separate lines, I have that opportunity that I can do that. And it's just the centers. These stickers are hard to get out because they're so tiny. And I'm in need of a manicure. And I guess they're not all cut all the way through, it looks like. So can't get any of my U's out. This is kind of frustrating. So I'm just going to use an N since the N's are cut. And then for the O, I'm going to use my crocodile to punch out the hole. All right, and so this letters can go here, and I'm going to let them be crooked. Well, not this crooked. All right, so there we go. So that's started. Now, the next thing that I want to do with this title piece is in the little die cut pack from your waterfall, there is sorry, it's not in the waterfall pack, it's on the sticker sheet, the full sticker sheet. So it's the little things, and then I'm going to tuck a little piece of foam tape underneath, again, just to keep it from sticking where I don't want it to stick. Okay, so it's the little thing. So now I need to put my that, and I wanted to add this so I knew how much space I had for my that. And again, I'm going to do my that in all caps because I'm out of lowercase a's. And I'm going to place the two T's first. And then that way I'll know how to space the H and the A. All right, so there we go. So title is taken care of. And now we're going to do a little bit more embellishing. Okay, so we have an OMG circle on the sticker sheet. And we're going to put that inside of this gray circle. Now, if you don't want to use the OMG, there are two other pieces that will work. There's a flower and a thumbs up. So whatever your style is, there'll be something there for you. And then we're going to take a piece of the washi tape in the My Favorite and adhere that over the yellow one here. And then there are some tabs from the sticker sheet that was in the waterfall pack. And we're going to adhere them to the side here. This blue striped one will go down first. And then we're going to layer over it this orange one for some added color on the side here. Okay, so there's one more, there's a ledger tab left. So we'll go ahead and add that to our journaling spot here. Just gonna tuck it underneath. And I'm not in love with it there. So I'm actually gonna swap it for this brown one, I think. Well, I don't like the brown one either. So I have to think. Instead, I can tuck the brown one in here. All right, so now I'm going to add some staples, some decorative staples in a couple places. So I'm going to make it look like the tabs are stapled down. And then make it look like that little thing is stapled down. And then that will finish off the page. All it needs is some journaling and it's perfect. Thanks so much for watching.